We just had the Super Bowl. The Patriots beat the Rams 13-3, and I loved it. I loved the game. Some people said the game was boring, and I get it. I understand. It wasn't a high-scoring game. And really, I will say this. If you hate it, I don't know why you watched it. A lot of people were complaining. If you don't like watching the game, don't watch the game. For me, personally, I thought it was a great game. It was intense. The Super Bowl reminded me a lot of a playoff baseball game. There was this feeling where you know that one play could change the entire outcome of this game. Kind of like when you have a guy on second base in a Major League playoff game. You're like, oh, that guy's in scoring position, and if he scores, everything will change. This game felt the same way. Defense creates tension. A blocked punt, a huge kickoff return, a fumble. Maybe a safety falls over, and that leads to a big touchdown for one of the teams. That would have changed everything, and this game had that kind of feeling, a sense of tension. And it's interesting, playoff baseball has that. The NFL has that. Basketball doesn't have that. And that's what I really love about playoff baseball, and I felt the similar feeling while watching the Super Bowl. A lot of people didn't like it. For me, it was a tense waiting game. I was sweating bullets. I want to bookmark something. With 9 minutes left in the game, the Patriots had a really short drive, a 5-play drive, a little over 2.5 minutes. Bang, 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 touchdown. That is what happened for the Patriots. That made the Super Bowl 10-3. The Patriots would extend their lead to 13-3. That was an insurmountable lead the Rams could not overcome. And, that idea of one big play could change anything, it felt like that. The game didn't work out that way, but I was on my seat because I knew that I wanted the Patriots to win personally. And I knew that if Tom Brady threw an interception, if there was a fumble, if something happened, the Rams could very easily take the lead and win the game. And that's what stood out to me. Both defenses were great. But what stood out to me was the fact the Patriots made 3 huge mistakes early on in the Super Bowl, and the Rams were unable to capitalize. Beginning of the game, Tom Brady threw an interception. He made a bad read, threw a bad pass, got picked off. And the Rams were unable to take advantage of that. They went 3 and out. Later in the game, later in the first quarter, Tom Brady fumbled. The Rams couldn't get on it. As the Rams couldn't get on it, the Patriots recovered. Crisis averted. And then even farther into the first quarter, the Patriots kicked a field goal and missed. 3 big mistakes by the New England Patriots: an interception, a fumble, and a missed field goal, and the Rams could not capitalize on any of those things. That's what I can't get out of my head. The Rams had opportunities, and they couldn't take advantage. Now, the Rams' offense was dominated by the Patriots' defense. We know, we talked about this all season. Jared Goff's biggest flaw is he really, really struggles when you create pressure against him. When you hit him, when there are bodies around him, he struggles. His accuracy falls off a cliff. He just doesn't make as precise of throws, and he really, really struggles. The Patriots got to Jared Goff. The Patriots hit Jared Goff. They confused him with pressure. He had no idea where pressure was coming from. That was a huge, huge difference in the Super Bowl. So the Rams quarterback, Jared Goff, he struggled. He will be okay, though. I think a lot of people are saying Jared Goff doesn't have it. They're going to give up on Jared Goff. It's not true at all. I saw something later in the fourth quarter where Jared Goff stepped up into pressure, made a great throw. Tony Romo talked about it. And that's exactly what you got to do against pressure. You got to step up into pressure, take the hit, deliver a good football. The problem was Jared Goff simply couldn't do that consistently enough. The final interception he threw, it looked like he panicked and threw the ball up for grabs. You can't have that and be a successful quarterback in the NFL, at least not a top-level Super Bowl winning quarterback. Jared Goff will be okay. He just has to learn how to more consistently handle pressure. When guys hit him, when the blitz is getting to him, he's got to learn how to handle that a lot better than he did on Sunday. But I can acknowledge anybody who was playing against the Patriots on Sunday would have struggled. Their schemes were unbelievable. They created blitz. They had a lot of creative play calling where linebackers were blitzing and getting pressure on Jared Goff. And the problem was, often when a linebacker blitzes, quarterbacks love that. Because if the middle linebacker comes at me, I know there's a void and an open space in the middle of the field. The problem was you couldn't calculate where a linebacker was coming from. The guys were walking all over the place. They disguised it really well. And so if you don't know where the pressure is coming from, you can't prepare for it. And that is what the Patriots did flawlessly. They flawlessly executed their game plan. The other thing the Patriots did really, really well were stunts. A stunt is where defensive linemen start off in one direction and then cross paths later after the snap. They start going right, then they cross paths. And it makes it really, really hard for an offensive line to make up for that and to catch up and try to block somebody. Only one of them has to work, and one of them often did. That comes down to coaching and execution. The reason why the Patriots were able to generate so much pressure on Jared Goff was because of their scheme. You know, a lot of people run stunts. A lot of people try this concept. It's not a novelty at all. But the way the Patriots executed them is unparalleled. That showed an attention to detail. Their guys were paying attention, and their guys executed their coach's game plan flawlessly. I think it's interesting. Tom Brady was under duress the entire game. Tom Brady constantly had pressure coming after him. He was hit. He was getting thrown to the ground. The way the Rams generated pressure on defense was their defensive line was just better physically than the Patriots' offensive line. They dominated physically. And I don't want to discredit the Patriots, but here's what's so remarkable about the Patriots. The Patriots did not generate pressure because of a physical domination. They did it with schematics. They had a coaching play design. They followed the play design, executed it. Again, the word is flawlessly, unbelievably. So I credit the players. They executed the plan, but the plan is why the Patriots were able to get pressure on the Rams. It wasn't their physical dominance. I don't know. I will acknowledge the Patriots offense struggled early. They really struggled. I know the end tally for the Patriots was that they had 407 total yards of offense. It certainly didn't feel like it. I can explain why and what happened. But the Rams' defensive game plan was fantastic. It was phenomenal. They moved their safeties really far inside, trying to take away short, intermediate stuff with Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski. Because what the Rams knew is they had favorable matchups on the outside. The Rams have two great corners, Marcus Peters and Aqib Talib. They shut down the Patriots receivers, Chris Hogan and Cordarrelle Patterson. The Patriots could not win a matchup on the outside. They were dominated. They could not throw the ball deep downfield because of the Rams' game plan and their superior corners. What we really saw was the Patriots struggled without Josh Gordon. They needed a big outside wide receiver that could win a one-on-one matchup downfield. They didn't have it. That's why they did not score for so long during the game. However, ultimately, the Patriots found success. The Patriots, in the end, were able to create some kind of success on offense. They scored 13 points after all. And the reason is because they kept running the ball. That showed patience. They ran it. They ran the ball. They got stuffed over and over and over again. They didn't have success. They had 3 and outs. They had drives come up short. But that 5-play drive I mentioned earlier in the segment, that 5-play drive late in the fourth quarter, they used play action, and that created a great matchup for Rob Gronkowski and allowed him to get a move, actually on a guy I know, Samson Ebukam, downfield. It's really, really fascinating to me. The Rams and the Patriots both used play action a lot in this game. Play action is where you fake the run and try to trick the linemen, try to trick the linebackers on defense. You trick the defense into thinking it's a run, then run a pass play. The Patriots did it really flawlessly. The Patriots would fake the run. The Rams linebackers would step forward towards line of scrimmage. They would be out of position by a step or two, and it would create a mismatch downfield for guys like Rob Gronkowski. It created leverage. The reason why this worked is because the Patriots kept running the ball over and over and over again. Now, for whatever reason, I have no idea. I don't know if Todd Gurley was hurt. I don't know what happened, but for whatever reason, the Rams were not patient running the football. They did not stay committed to running the ball. And later in the game, they would fake the run, and it was ineffective because nobody bought it. Nobody said, you're not running the ball. You're down 7 points. You're down 10 points. This run fake is ridiculous. And the Patriots were able to call the Rams' bluff because they knew it was a fake. I think it's so weird. The Rams threw the ball 38 times. The Rams threw the ball 38 separate times. Now, in contrast, they only ran the ball 18 times. Todd Gurley had 10 carries. Todd Gurley, their all-pro running back, an MVP finalist last year, only had 10 carries for 35 yards. C.J. Anderson, their backup running back, had 7 carries for 22 yards, and a wide receiver, Robert Woods, had 1 carry on a fly sweep for 5 yards. If they fake the run, it's completely ineffective because nobody believed they were going to be running the football. They didn't stay patient. They didn't keep running over and over and over again. The reason why the Patriots eventually found success on offense that the Rams were unable to find was the Patriots were patient running the football. If you look at the final stats for the Patriots, they were more balanced. The Patriots threw the ball 35 times and had 32 run plays. That is why the Patriots outlasted the Rams. Their play action worked. The Rams, it didn't. Nobody bought the Rams play action. The way the Patriots played was they created pressure on defense. They pressured Jared Goff. They showed patience running the football on offense, even at great cost early in the game, but it was a long-term investment that paid off for the Patriots, and that is why the Patriots won the Super Bowl. Oh, I hate doing this. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I really don't like self-promotion. It makes me feel like a used car salesman, but I got to do it. So if you don't know, this is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It's my favorite thing in the world. And you can subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud. You can find it on YouTube. You can find the full entire hour-long podcast on YouTube. You can also find shorter breakout clips like the one you just watched. Please do me a favor. If you like anything I had to say, maybe you hate me and you're mad about something, share this podcast with your friends. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want to do. Help me grow by telling your friends about this show.